Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky. I am a living Christ. Living Christ's method of Christ consciousness can change life on earth for humanity. This is a message for every Satanist communicating on the internet today. Don't look around. If you are an average civilized person, raised in a culture, educated in a government-regulated school, lured in by the 3 R's, reading, writing, and rithmatic, but actually have been conditioned well beyond those 3 necessities for survival. You have been traumatized in your consciousness as a child for the rest of your lives, trained to accede to the illusions of Satanic Authority, to the worship of artificial words, rules, regulations, and psychological illusions. For you are a Satanist, then have been subjected to Satanic Mind Control for all of your lives. Not a day goes by when you are not affected by these Satanic Authorities, including media, when your consciousness is not affected by the reporting of behavior elsewhere in the world, which has no relevance to your life unless you believe otherwise. Crime, wars, riots, pandemics, financial collapses, transference of authorities, all are illusion. Unless you find yourself in the midst of these problems themselves, which is rather remote when considering how large the world is. But you see, that's the fraud. That's how you are hooked. That's how you are enslaved to words, and thus become a servant of hell. The pain, the suffering that you feel is illusory because you think it into your skewed reality. You all live in the lowest level of consciousness, which is the realm of the dualistic intellect. Most of you are quite unaware of your subconscious, non-dualistic mind, the mind of creation, the mind of God. You have been lured away from the tree of life, the subconscious mind, and seduced to accept the satanic intellect as the tree of knowledge, which bears the fruit of good and evil. Duality. You have lost your spiritual balance and spend the rest of your days in servitude to the illusory powers of satanic hell. I, Raymond Ronald Karchevsky, am a living Christ, a simple man of truth. as was Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and all the other balanced spiritual men of history who have transcended their satanic intellect, programmed by satanic authorities to reduce you to slaves of your own dualistic intellect. I bring you the second coming of Christ consciousness, that which shall liberate you from your own personal hell. How? You must watch my hundreds of videos on internet platforms which still retain my videos. You will be dissuaded from doing so by the corporations which own and control platforms of communication, which draw your attention. That's how it's done. The few, who control the many by consolidation of power through the control of money. That satanic platform is always in operation, but invisible to conditioned, blind believers. Pay attention to the almost opposite energy of this living Christ from the backward rules which rules you and your worship. Do two simple things from this moment forward. Do no harm. Tell no lies. I say they're simple because I can do them. At present, they are impossible for you to do, as you are still enslaved to your satanic intellects, which are based in duality. And therefore, everything you perceive remains a lie, for it is dualistic in nature, split, divided, opposing, leaving you confused. Look at the world that you have created through such self-deception of your dualistic intellect. It's hell, but it's also an illusion, because it only affects you and everyone else who shares your mindset. That's why media, mind control, is so important to the Satanic Authorities. I have spent 25 years delivering this message, and your only thought is to argue with me. You have failed to see how this living man went through these same trials as you have, and yet became immune from attacks and influences which would devastate and destroy you, the self-doubting, satanic, intellectually driven person. Well, I've given you the secret, which shall return you back to your spiritual, non-dualistic consciousness, rendering you immune from dualistic satanic powers. Do no harm, tell, no lies. Can you do it? If you can, you will construct a new world in all of your relationships. You will first raise hell to the point where satanic relationships will destroy themselves, and only the remaining spiritually inclined shall know eternal love, non-duality,